and are very capable to serve this country. With these words, I complete my speech.
Joe Luxton.
Tēnā koe, Mr Speaker. It is my absolute pleasure to stand here and take a call in the general debate this afternoon, and it is also an absolute pleasure to be a part of this coalition government. And I also want to just make note of the Honourable Carmel Sepuloni and the announcements that she has made today around making MSD a friendlier place to go. And I commend her on that because I myself have experienced firsthand just how intimidating and frightening and uncomfortable it can be to walk into a place like that when you are feeling in an extremely vulnerable state. So I really want to commend her for making it such a friendly place for people. And the reason I'm really proud to be part of this particular government is that it's a government that puts people first. And we stand up for hard-working New Zealanders. And we have different priorities to the previous government, and that's why we've cancelled the tax cuts that they had proposed. We have people on low and fixed incomes suffering hardship under the previous government, and it makes absolutely no sense to have tax cuts that are just going to line the pockets of the top 10% income earners. It makes about as much sense as the Associate Finance spokesperson and MP for Wairarapa, Alistair Scott, who says that we should be selling our schools and our roads and our hospitals. But, you know, I worry for the people of Wairarapa should he become the Minister of Finance given the fact that he hasn't even said he would rule out selling their hospital. But that's okay, because there is help on the way in the form of Karen McAnulty, who will be elected as the local MP in 2020. Anyway, coming back to our families package. The families package is going to be transformational. It is ambitious, and there is nothing wrong with being transformational or ambitious. And it is long overdue that we have a government that is transformational and ambitious. Everybody knows that people do better when they have a good job, they earn a fair day's pay, they have access to good healthcare, they have access to a good education. And this government has developed a suite of policies that addresses that, and hundreds and thousands of people will be better off. We know New Zealanders are resilient, and they've been resilient in the face of some pretty difficult and trying times, needless to say, especially over the last 9 years. But now there is a bright light at the end of that very long, dark 9-year tunnel, and it is in the form of this coalition government that is ambitious and will be transformational. And when I say hundreds and thousands of people will be better off, I'm talking about the 64,000 children that will be lifted out of poverty as a result of this package, the 26,000 more families that will become eligible for working for families assistance, and 384,000 families with children will be better off by an average of $75 a week. And yes, families with babies born from July the 1st will get a Best Start payment of $60 each week to help give their child the best start in life. I also want to talk about the winter energy payment that approximately 1 million people will benefit from. And I want to think about it in the terms of superannuitants. In the electorate where I live, Rangitata, around 20%, or 1 in 5 of the population, will benefit in particular from the winter energy payments. And we hear the rhetoric across the House about people that are rich that are going to get it, that don't need it. Well, they can opt out, so they don't have to receive it. But we do know that our elderly are some of our most vulnerable people who will not turn heaters on and just sit under blankets in the cold to save power. But, Mr Speaker, when I think about this government and how transformational it wants to be, I think about a video that I watched on Facebook the other day, and it was of Oprah Winfrey giving a speech at a graduation, and she ended her speech quoting poet, singer and civil rights activist Maya Angelou, and it really hit home. She said, "Your legacy is what you do every day. Your legacy is every life you've touched, every person whose life was either moved or not. It's every person you've harmed or helped. That's your legacy. Feel everything with love, because every moment you are building your legacy." Madam Speaker, this coalition government is building its legacy for the betterment of those who we are here to serve, from one suburb to another, from one generation to the next. Thank you.
I call Erica Stanford.
This will be good.
Madam Speaker, this